bring anything but the normal things I bring. I just brought my carry-on, my backpack. Why are you so upset? Well, it's too cluttered. Believe it or not, that precise conversation took place a week ago. I flew out to see my wife. She is a flight attendant. She's based in Portland, Oregon. I went to see her, and we have what we term a crash pad in the airline industry. She is a flight attendant on a feeder airline for Alaska Airlines, and you don't have to have a place to crash in between flights, because if it's over 2 days, generally you're coming back home or going somewhere else. So here I was, standing in our crash pad, trying to become a very small individual with very little stuff, trying to stuff my stuff behind me. But I need to explain to you, how did we get there? Well, she became a flight attendant here several years ago, and we needed to have a place for her to hang out while she's waiting on this process called reserve, where you have to be ready to go, but not. In 2 hours, you have to be at the airport. So, where she had found a place to stay, I couldn't come. It wasn't comfortable. So I found her a place that we could have a place to get us a escape, and we found a little tiny boat. I had a choice. I could get one where we could have a little huddle meeting underneath the deck, or we get a little bit bigger. Had a table. Had even a head. It had a stove. Don't use that stove without calling the fire department beforehand. And it even had a compass to show us where we had to go. We got to meet other people. And one of the guys that came to see us, he said, "What? Sheriff, you could sit there and get a little bit bigger boat and not have to stay in somebody's house or rent a room or have roommates." That sounds pretty good. So we got a bigger boat, I think. There. Got a little bit bigger boat. 3 feet longer, 2 feet wider. And I had this thing that obviously Ralph, who was recommending this boat, I have never been to his house, but he must be a little bit of clutter. Because he said, see this back part here? See, there's a canvas piece there. And it encloses, and you can put a lot of stuff in there. So we bought the boat. Lot of stuff storage. Don't have to rent a storage unit. Lots of stuff. And believe it or not, it does hold a lot of stuff back there. And even down below. Wow. There's a little bit more storage. We have a little bit bigger seating area. And, oh, that first boat, by the way, unless you're short people, you couldn't have slept up in the V berth. Because up here, fortunately Sherry's shorter, we can arrange movement down below so we can sleep up here in the V berth. And it all works pretty well, but a sailboat has curves. It is not square. It does not have much storage. And the boat, she is very demanding. It looks like there's a lot of storage, but let me tell you about the storage. Down here, underneath that sink, it's not very big. You can put 4 rolls of toilet paper. Providing it's toilet paper because they get crammed in there. Underneath here, yeah, lots of space underneath a bed. Yes, the water tank. Oh, and under here, we need to have 2 water tanks. And over here, you need to have an engine to make the boat move. So we got to learning, and now we're making a transition. I'm actually wanting to take it out of the marina and use it for a sailboat. So we had to go get a storage unit for decluttering, because we have to be able to move. So we have found out that really, it's a big boat, there's not much storage. So the next process here, the little bit of the kitchen, there's just no storage. And when I do this, this is when decluttering shows up. If you have not decluttered, it is very drastic what the consequences are. Because when you go out and you roll the boat over, you know, all those things that you thought were secure, they end up on the floor. And then when you tip them over the other way, the things that didn't fall the first time fall the next time. So I found out that decluttering on a sailboat is a little bit different. In fact, in preparation, I did a little bit of research, and there's a family in Seattle of 4. They decide to become entrepreneurs, get a bigger boat. He's a charter captain taking people out on the Puget Sound, and he has told his family, everybody in the family gets 1. Here's your storage. If it doesn't fit, too bad. This is the amount of space you get on the boat. If it doesn't fit.
Yeah.